The change of base formula is one that can be used to evaluate a logarithm that does not have one of the common bases. When we have a log base 10 or a log base e, we are able to evaluate these on our calculator because there are base 10 and base e buttons on our calculator. Of course, we know that the log base 10 of 100 is equal to 2 because base being 10, 10 raised to the 2 power is 100. We also know that the log base e of e squared is 2 because the ln has a base e raised to the 2 power is going to be e raised to the 2 power. So the values of both these logarithms are equal to 2. Let's see how we would evaluate that on our calculator because we are able to with these two common base buttons on our calculator. So here we have a TI-84 and we're looking at a log button right here to the left of the keypad. This is implied base 10. So if we hit log implied base 10 of 100 and then evaluate, then we're going to get 2 as the output. And similarly, we have the ln button. This is implied base e. If we hit ln and then second e raised to the 2 power, so we're looking at the ln of e squared, we're also going to get 2. And again, we can evaluate logarithms that have base 10 or base e pretty easily on our calculator because those common logarithms are right there on the keypad. But if we have a logarithm with base 3, one option is to use the change of base formula. And what that looks like is that we would apply this formula saying whatever the base is that we want to change, so in this case it would be base 3 we want to change, we're going to write this as a fraction where we have the log with our new base. So A is going to be our desired base. And the desired base is going to be either base 10 or base E because those are easy to access on my keypad. So let's say log base 10 here, that's fine, or log base E, either one of them is fine. So then the argument following the formula is going to be the same as the original argument, so in this case 5. The argument in the denominator is going to be the same as the old base of the original logarithm, and so we'll have log with the new desired base of the old base, which is 3. So let's put this into our calculator and see what we get. So the numerator was log base 10 of 5. Let's close that out, and then we'll divide that by log base 10 of 3, and that's going to give us our valuation here, which is 1.46, let's call that 1.465, which is what we get for the value of this logarithm. So let's see how this changes if we were to get to use the log base e. So in the numerator we'll have the ln of the argument is going to be the same as the original argument of the logarithm, which in this case is 5. And then in the denominator we'll also have the log with the new desired base of the old base, right? So b is the argument up here in the formula. That is basically the old base of the original logarithm, so ln 3. Is this going to be the same value? So let's go back over to our calculator and say ln of 5 in the top, and then we divide that by the ln of 3, and we get that, yeah, it is actually the same value. So we can change the base literally to anything we want, but we usually change the base to ln or log base 10 because those are easy buttons to access on my calculator. Now, let's make sure we understand what's going on here. The log base 3 of 5 is approximately equal to 1.465. We're using approximately because of course we rounded that decimal. But what this means is that 3 raised to this power is going to be equal to 5. And we can check that on our calculator if we like. So let's do that. Here we have 3. We're going to raise that to this power, 1.465. So we'll say raise it to the second answer so that we can get all of those decimals, and then we'll see that the output then is actually 5. So 3 raised to that power is 5. Now there is a log base function on our calculator. Newer calculators have it, older calculators do not. So we can come over to the math button here, and near the bottom of the list, we can come all the way down. We're going to get a function called log base. If we select that function, it brings us to the main screen where we're allowed to input whatever base it is that we want. We can say log base 3 of 5 and actually get the value out more easily. So if you have a new calculator with that log base feature, you actually don't need the change of base formula. But if you have an older calculator that doesn't have that feature, then you would need to use the change of base formula in order to evaluate something that didn't have one of those common bases.